Alright, welcome back. Who said the Igbo ate Tinubu? Alright, the news in detail. There is a popular notion that the Igbo people collectively hold some sort of grudge against the national leader of the All Progressive Congress APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This conception is almost laughable because it shows a contempt for the intellectual capacity of the average Igbo and a lack of awareness of our cultural values. We are a people of rich heritage belonging to an ancient history. Self-sufficiency has been at the core of our cultural philosophy and traditional upbringing. We are not the type to look to outsiders for solutions to our problems, neither are we quick to pass blame to others for our problems, certainly not to persons who have never been responsible for any overt act of marginalization towards our people. Why therefore would any Igbo person hate Bola Tinubu in Lagos? Sure, one can make an argument for the Igbo being indifferent towards his person. However, even at that, the man is an entrepreneur and, of course, a powerful politician, characteristics that are far more likely to elicit feelings of admiration rather than contempt from the average Igbo man. But to call him a bigot, a tribalist, I am yet to see the evidence. In fact, if anything, the evidence of his political career suggests a man who favors competence over tribal or religious considerations. The Igbo prize industrious and enthroned accomplishments. In the days of yore, before colonization, Igbo men and women could only earn titles after displaying great feats of personal achievement. A master hunter, for example, known as a dinter, would not be called Ogbuago, leopard killer, until he defeats a leopard and wears the skin or teeth to prove it. This is the kind of people the Igbo are. Okay, so considering Tinubu's achievement in the game of power, the Igbo will not say that a champion wrestler must be without death on his entire body to be deserving of this due, or to be deserving of his due. Alright, after all, Lagos State, where Tinubu is assumed to hold the most sway, remains the choice destination for successful Igbo to migrate. Indeed, one wonders, given the enduring popularity of the state Tinubu helped build among the Igbo people, whether this narrative of supposed Igbo hatred of Lagos' preeminent political figure is just more propaganda intended only to sow confusion and distrust. Alright, sure, the Yoruba and Igbo have had their issues in the past, but for how long would we continue to inherit our parents' trauma in a globalizing world? A lot of us are very comfortable living as Igbo in Lagos, where the mindset is modern and metropolitan. From a tribal angle, the Igbos still remain apprehensive about northern rule, but I have never met an Igbo person that imagines the threat of Yoruba insurgency is real, or even ascribes to the Yoruba a collective disposition towards domination. The truth being obscured by the propaganda is this: the Igbo and the Yoruba have much in common, whether in terms of their pre-colonial history or their shared experiences under British colonial rule. Even in contemporary times, Yoruba and Igbo are like, well, Even in contemporary time, Yoruba and Igbo alike well understand the daily struggles of the ordinary Nigerian man or woman, in respect of which tribal affiliation makes little practical difference. One only has to take a brief look through time to see the kind of relationship we have enjoyed as groups, from shared linguistic similarities to governance systems such as the role of the Oba, the Igbo and Yoruba, though not without some differences, have generally been cordial and open to cultural exchange. There are, of course, those who nevertheless would stoke the flames of a supposed historical rivalry between the two tribal groups. For these people, Tinubu is a convenient Satan playing the role of villain in their discordant narrative. Some are spineless paid trolls and others closet bigots that simply need an outlet for their bilious invective, lest it them for within consume them from within. Okay, however, these folk are outliers, the exceptions worthy of consideration only to the extent that their noisy extremism helpfully distinguishes them from the far less rowdy, far more thoughtful majority. What the Igbo wants simply is a government that provides just enough basic support to spur the exercise of our creative, entrepreneurial, and intellectual spirit. We do not blame anyone besides our own regional government, state and local for our regional issues. When we are in the West, we respect the traditions and demand only that we are recognized as fellow Nigerians and are not marginalized politically. Last I checked, we are still opening businesses, holding political offices, and purchasing land in Tinubu's Lagos as we have been doing peacefully since 1999. Alright, it is time those peddling the anti-Tinubu narrative faced the fact neither Tinubu nor his political machine have held the Igbo back in Lagos. Indeed, since he became governor in 1999, Lagos has been on an upward cultural, social, and economic trajectory, the likes of which has not been experienced anywhere else in this country. Any Igbo man who takes issues with that kind of progress is, as we say here, on his own. Alright, this had been said so far. Alright, Chikwelu, who lives in Isolo, Lagos, wrote in via ezechikwelu at yahoo.com. Alright, that has been said so far. Okay, and as it is, everybody now know that the Igbos never ate Tinubu. Yes, we have one. Look, I remember the last time when the so-called #EndSARS was ravaging the country. In Lagos then a lot of people were like, it was Nnamdi Kanu who sent the Igbos to destroy Tinubu's property. Talking about the Igbos destroying the Yoruba properties right now, and Tinubu sent them. And it was later discovered that most of all these hoodlums, they are Yorubas. They were the Yorubas that were dealing with themselves. So a lot of people were not like, it was the Igbo that the Igbos should be sent out of Lagos and the likes of it. That is where people try to cause problems for themselves, cause problems for the Igbos, all in the name of the fact that the Igbos hate Yorubas, which is not so. The Igbos, when you see them, they are very, very hardworking, industrious. They mind their business. What do you concern Igbo with somebody property? The Igbos are just so industrious. They can stand on their own. Yes, the Igbos can stand on their own without any help of other people. Why? Because they are very hardworking and focused. So nobody should say somebody hates someone or the Igbos hate the Yorubas. No, it's uncalled for. So everybody needs to understand and be careful about it. We don't want trouble in our lives. Yes, both the Igbos and the Yorubas, they are good people together, and that is it. They are people who are focused. So let it be in that manner. All right, that is it, my people, on this one. Meanwhile, let me have your take on this. Remember to subscribe for more updates. Thanks and God bless.